Welcome students. In my last video we had learnt about all the present tenses and where are they used. In this video I am going to tell you regarding the past tenses and the future tenses. The first tense that we come across is simple past, and the importance of simple past is while writing answers in literature section. This is where the students have to bring out their thoughts. They have to just inform the examiner this is what we read in the chapter. So this tense is the most common tense which is used while writing answers in literature. Now where is simple past tense used? It is used to show or give information of any action of past. Now when I say we just give information of any action of past, it means that we never say when the action started, when it got over. We just have to say when did the action take place, and it took place in the past. Just information of any action of past. So what is the rule of the affirmative sentence? It is subject plus verb second form plus object. Like if we say, we take a simple subject here Ram, we take a simple verb here writes, and we take an object letter. Then the simple sentence, simple past sentence would be Ram wrote a letter. The problem is not with this simple past affirmative. The problem comes when we write this sentence in negative, because students tend to make a mistake here. When we change or when we use simple past tense and we have to say something negative, we have to say subject plus did plus not and verb first form and object. The mistakes that students make is they use the second form here. So I'll give a sentence here, the same sentence as we have said earlier, Ram wrote a letter. Into negative sentence, this sentence would be Ram did not write a letter. And students, while speaking, it happens that they write Ram did not wrote a letter, and it is obviously wrong. With did not, first form of verb is used. When we change the sentence into interrogative, did comes in the beginning and we write the sentence as did Ram write a letter, and then the question mark. The same sentence written in interrogative would be did Ram not write a letter? This is how we put up questions in case of simple past tense. Where is simple past tense used? To give information of any action of past. Now the second tense that is there in past tense is past continuous, and I told you past continuous always have verb first form and ing. Even though this is past tense, verb first form and ing will be there. Then what will change? The helping verb. Like in present continuous, we have used ismr, v1 ing. Here instead of ismr, we will use was, were. With all the singulars was, with all the plurals were. Now here, where will I will go with which verb? Helping verb, was or were? Obviously, I was. But there is an exception. When we express our wishes, then in that case with I, were is also used. But it is an exception. You see, if I were a bird, I would fly. In that case, of course, with I also were is used. So I am going to tell you this particular thing here itself. Otherwise, we use it in other tenses. But still, I had to tell you here. Now, see the sentence, Ram was writing a letter. What is the rule? Subject plus was, verb first form, ing and object. Ram was writing a letter. In second form, in a negative sentence, the sentence would be Ram was not writing a letter. Changed into interrogative would be was Ram writing a letter? Then if we have this sort of a sentence, like somebody says that were you making noise? If it is in affirmative, we'll say yes, I was making noise. If it's in negative, I'll say I wasn't making noise. This is how we answer the questions. Then interrogative, the question would be was, were plus subject plus not. That is, was Ram not writing a letter? This is how interrogative sentence is written. Now if we come to the next tense that is there is perfect. Now if you remember the rule of present perfect, we had subject plus has, have and verb third form. Now I told you in all the perfect tenses which form of verb is used? Third form. So if in present, past and future, everywhere we are using third form, where is the difference then? The difference is in case of the helping verb. So in case of present perfect, we had used has and have. In case of past perfect, we use had. So where is past perfect tense used? When we want to show completion of action, not in present but in past. Like that time it was over. So when we want to say that, we use which tense? Past perfect tense. Now see the rule here. subject plus had plus verb third form plus object. Ram had written a letter. Now usually when people have to say this, they usually combine it with simple past tense also. Like how? When I reached there, which tense? Simple past. Ram had already completed the work. Which tense? Past perfect. So can tenses be combined and two tenses be used together? Yes. But we have to take care that both the sides, whether it's a clause, whether it's a sentence, whatever it is, the tenses have to be in the same. Like if I say, if it's past, we have to use everywhere past tense. Like if I say, as the teacher entered the class, the students were making noise. So which two tenses we have combined? The teacher entered the class. Which tense? Simple past. The students were making noise. Which tense? Past continuous. So many times we have seen that in case of past continuous, we require some help in the form of what? The usage of simple past tense. So can tenses be combined? Yes, of course. So coming back to past perfect tense, what is the rule? Subject plus had plus verb third form plus object. Ram had written the letter. Into negative, we just have to add the word not. Ram had not written a letter. Into interrogative, had Ram written a letter? And into the negative, had Ram not written the letter? This is how we use this past perfect tense. Again we come to the next tense, that is past perfect continuous tense. In this tense we have to take care that we take half of the perfect tense, half of the continuous tense. So in continuous we have to use V1 ing. So what will be the rule? Subject plus had plus been plus V1 ing plus object. Will we use since and for in this case? No, we don't. So we write what? Subject plus had plus been verb first form ing plus object. Ram had been writing a letter. Then into negative, Ram had not been writing a letter. Had Ram been writing a letter? And had Ram not been writing a letter? This is the past perfect continuous tense. Now coming back to our simple future tense. Now for that I'll just revise the simple present tense. Simple present tense, what was the rule? Subject verb first form SES plus object. Simple past tense, what was the rule? Subject plus verb second form plus object. Ram writes a letter, Ram wrote a letter. The same thing into simple future would be what? We obviously add what? Will and shall, because we assume it is going to take place in future. Where is will used and where is shall used? In case of, like we say, probability, we use what? Shall. In case of determination, we use what? Will. So here in this case, let us see the rule. What will be the rule? Subject plus will shall plus verb first form plus object. So for a quick revision, Ram writes a letter, Ram wrote a letter, Ram will write a letter, Ram shall write a letter. This is how we write the simple future tense. Now with this simple future tense, we also add not in case of negative. Ram will not write a letter. In case of interrogative, will Ram write a letter? And in case of interrogative, will Ram not write a letter? And a question mark. Coming to past continuous. For that, I'll also revise, future continuous. I'll also revise present continuous, past continuous and future continuous. The rule of present continuous was subject is MR plus V1 ing. Past continuous, subject was were V1 ing. In this case, it will be subject plus will shall plus be plus V1 ing. So what is the sentence here? In case of present continuous, Ram is writing a letter. Past continuous, Ram was writing a letter. Future continuous, Ram will be writing a letter. Okay, so this is how the continuous tenses go. Now let us come to future perfect tense. In case of present perfect, subject plus has have plus verb third form. In case of past perfect, subject plus had. That means where is the difference? It is in the helping verbs, because main verbs everywhere are verb third form. So in case of future perfect, it would be subject plus will shall plus have and verb third form. So here have is there, but along with that it is will shall, and every time have, not has. So the sentence in case of present perfect is Ram has written a letter. Past perfect, Ram had written a letter. And future perfect would be Ram will have written a letter. This is how we write. Now in negative it will be Ram will not have written a letter. Will Ram have written a letter? Then the last one, will now Ram not have written the letter? This is how we write the future perfect tense. Now the last tense that is there is future perfect continuous. We say it's a hypothetical situation. The reason is what? We assume the action, that time half of the action would get over, half of that action would be still going on in future. So it becomes like so many assumptions together. So people say it is hypothetical situation, but still human beings, we can't stop them from not making assumptions. So this rule will be subject plus will shall plus have plus been V1 ing plus object. Would we use since and for? Obviously no. So what will be the sentence? Ram will have been writing a letter. That means we assume. So that time half of the action would get over, half of the action would be still going on when in future. So the difference is where? Everywhere in all the future continuouses, everywhere in all the perfect continuouses, we use been, we use V1 ing. The difference is there always with helping verb. In the first case it will be what? Has and have. Been is there. In the second case it will be had, been is there. In the third case, that is future perfect continuous, it will have will and shall and then have. So this is how we write all the tenses. We should have the rules very perfectly fitted in our mind, and this is how we are able to do the tenses in the exams. Every time, whenever we get any particular sentence, we should be able to identify the errors, because the same exercise can come in the form of what? Filling the gaps. So after the gap, the word is written in the bracket, we have to write the correct form of the verb in the fill up, or it can come in the form of editing or omissions. In form of editing, we have to understand where is the difference of tense, where is the mistake of tense. So this comes as what? It may come in the form of even dialogue completion, where a complete dialogue is there and you have to complete the dialogue with the correct tense. So this particular exercise can come in any method. It can come in the form of fill-ups, it can come in the form of editing, and it can even come in the form of dialogue completion. So this is how we understand tenses, and it's the core of a particular language. Every language is incomplete till we don't know, incomplete without the knowledge of tenses. We don't know how to speak a correct sentence, then in that case we'll just put words together, and that is where people test whether you are taught from a good institute or not, when you know the complete knowledge, when you have the complete knowledge of tenses. So for a quick revision, all the present tenses, it is all the simple tenses, it is subject, verb, first form, object, subject, verb, second form, object, subject, will, shall, then be and verb, first form. This is how we have to complete and completely understand the rules. They should be on our pin points. So then only we can speak a language correctly and not make any mistakes. Thank you.